Ever catch yourself wishing you could explain, like, super complex stuff in a way that just clicks? Like you're practically reading minds. Well, that's the kind of magic we're talking about today, the magic of technical writing. And to help us break it all down, we're taking cues from a real pro, Curt Robbins.
Yeah, Kurt's the real deal.
He's a senior technical writer who's worked with some heavy hitters. We're talking FedEx, Microsoft, so he's got some serious insights.
You're sure.
So first things first, what exactly is technical writing? It's not about being some kind of tech genius yourself. You don't need to be coding in your sleep or anything.
Right.
It's more about taking those intricate, sometimes head-spinning concepts and making them crystal clear for anyone to understand. Like, think about those instruction manuals that don't make you want to pull your hair out. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Or those explanations that make you go, aha, now it makes sense.
Exactly. It's all about that aha moment.
And you know what Robbins really hammers home? Accuracy. Like, he uses this analogy, imagine a cookbook with typos in the recipe.
Oh, man. Talk about a recipe for disaster, right?
Exactly.
And in technical writing, it's not just about avoiding a culinary catastrophe. Accuracy, it goes way beyond just fixing typos. It's about building trust with your reader, which is huge GE, especially in a professional setting,
Absolutely.
Think about it. You're reading a technical document and you see mistake after mistake. Are you really going to trust that the information is accurate? Probably not.
Not at all.
But when every detail is on point, it shows you're meticulous, you care about getting it right, and that builds serious credibility. People see you as a reliable source of information.
It's like you're putting your best foot forward, showing you care about the little things.
Exactly.
And speaking of little things, Robbins lays out some other key qualities of truly effective technical writing: clarity, completeness, conciseness.
Right, because nobody wants to read a novel when they just need a quick answer.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's that all-important structure and flow. He makes this great point about how novels, they can be super descriptive, meandering through different storylines and all that. But technical writing, totally different beast.
Totally.
It's all about getting straight to the point, giving the reader exactly what they need as efficiently as possible.
It's a lot like giving a presentation. Okay, yeah.
A well-organized presentation where you clearly move from point A to point B that's going to keep your audience engaged and help them actually absorb the information.
Makes sense.
Technical writing's the same way. You're essentially holding the reader's hand, guiding them through the information in a way that makes sense step by step. And that's where structure and flow come in.
Okay, but get this. The types of things that are considered technical writing, it's kind of wild.
Oh, yeah.
Robbins throws out some examples that'll really make you go, huh, who knew?
Like what?
We're talking like installation guides,
Okay.
software documentation, SOPs.
Right.
Those standard operating procedures.
Keep the businesses running smoothly.
Exactly. Even training courses and style guides. Yeah, it's true. You might not think about like instructions for how to put together, your IKEA furniture as technical writing, but it totally is.
It totally is.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got like incredibly complex software documentation.
Oh, yeah.
It runs the gamut.
It really does. And here's what I thought was super interesting. Even something as like seemingly straightforward as an installation guide can have completely different versions.
Right.
Depending on who's reading it.
Of course, yeah.
So you might have one version that's for like a seasoned technician.
Right.
That's full of all the industry jargon, and another version that's for like the average consumer.
Sure.
That uses everyday language.
Exactly. It all boils down to knowing your audience. Right. And tailoring your writing accordingly.
Absolutely. And speaking of tailoring things to your audience, what about those SOPs we were talking about?
Yeah.
A lot of people, they see them as just another bureaucratic hoop to jump through.
Right.
But Robbins really emphasizes their importance.
Oh, for sure. He's got a point. Well-written SOPs, they can be a game changer for businesses.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Think about it. They streamline processes.
Okay.
They reduce errors.
Right.
And all of that can lead to a healthier bottom line.
That's huge.
It's not just about like following the rules for the sake of following the rules, right? It's about clarity.
Right.
It's about efficiency. When everyone's on the same page, when everyone understands the procedures, things run smoother, and ultimately that benefits everyone.
So it's like those SOPs are like the invisible glue.
Kind of, yeah.
That holds everything together?
Yeah.
So we've talked about what technical writing is.
Right.
Why it's important.
Yeah.
This crazy variety of forms it can take.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
But what about the how? What does it actually take to be a technical writer? Well, Robbins lays out, like, a clear list of essential skills.
First and foremost, you got to be able to work effectively with SMEs.
Right, your subject matter experts.
Yes, those are the folks, they live and breathe the technical stuff. You got to be able to get in there,
Yeah.
extract that knowledge from their brain,
Wine it.
and translate it into something everyone can understand.
It's a skill.
It really is. And of course, you need those solid editing skills.
Of course, yeah.
Knack for research, a good foundation of, technical knowledge yourself.
Of course, gotta have some baseline. And let's not forget the most important ingredient, good old-fashioned writing chops.
Absolutely. You got to be able to string those words together in a way that's not only informative, but engaging too, right?
But here's the thing. I know some of you might be thinking, like, do I need to be some kind of tech genius to pull this off? And the answer is, thankfully, no.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Robbins reassures us, you don't need to be an expert in every single field to be a successful technical writer.
Not even close.
It's more about having that, like, natural curiosity,
right.
the ability to learn quickly,
Yeah.
and most importantly, knowing how to ask the right questions.
It's true. You're not expected to know everything right off the bat. What's crucial is that ability to take something complex and, break it down into, digestible chunks that anyone can understand. Robbins, he calls this knowledge transfer.
Okay, yeah.
And it's really at the heart of what technical writers do.
It's like being a detective almost.
It is.
You're piecing together information from different sources,
Totally.
interviewing the experts,
Lining their brains.
and then, boom, you turn that raw knowledge into something clear, concise, actually usable.
Exactly. Think about a time when you were, really struggling to understand something,
Oh, yeah?
and then someone explained it in a way that just clicked.
Yes.
That's the magic of good technical writing.
It really is.
It's about making those light bulb moments happen for your readers.
And the best part is all these technical writing skills. They're like muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they get. So if you're even remotely intrigued by this whole world of technical writing, my advice? Dive in. You might just surprise yourself.
At its core, technical writing, it's all about clarity. It's about taking complex information, making it clear,
Yeah.
transforming all that data and jargon into something that everyone can understand and actually use.
Right.
And in a world that's just overflowing with information these days.
Oh my gosh.
That's a skill that'll never go out of style.
So true. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of technical writing. Big thanks to Curt Robbins for giving us so much to think about. And for all of you listening, here's a little something to ponder. When was the last time a really well-written technical document saved your day? Maybe it was a clear set of instructions that helped you assemble something without losing your mind, or a concise explanation that demystified some complex concept. Whatever it was, think about what made it so effective. Chances are it was that clarity, that ease of understanding that made all the difference. Until next time, keep those minds curious and happy diving.